Okay.
We can talk about more.
That's the thing too. Overture episode 112. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nolan.
Okay, Drew might show up. He might not. Who knows? But we're talking. We're talking about
Oh,
Indiana
Indian.
Jones. We're talking about Indiana Jones, and I'm
We
gonna.
originally got confused because Kevin started talking about the new
Yeah, I
movie,
started talking
and
about. Yeah. Okay.
and my mind immediately went to, oh, you mean the new video game, right?
Yeah, and I was like, no,
No,
no.
no, it's because no one cares. No one can figure out which is which,
Okay, it was a
except for
Jacob.
us.
It was a Jacob Geller video. So it's basically the Jacob Geller video that was entitled "Indiana Jones and the Objective Existence of God." But in the video, he argues that Indiana Jones should at least worship something because he's seen clear evidence of God. He's seen clear evidence of Hindu gods. Like I think it was the stone, the Kali stone, and like magic.
Yeah,
And he's also seen Alien. And we're talking about I don't know, maybe he's gonna start worshiping Alien, maybe you're not, but he did see Alien. He saw it.
the second, like, the second I'm thinking, oh, the Ark of the Covenant, it's just some sort of holy artifact, and it has no real power.
Yeah. But they
And then
opened
when you
it.
open it, ghosts come out,
Yeah.
and in my mind, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, maybe religion's real.
Oh,
Maybe,
you all
maybe
of
God isn't fake.
all the Nazis were all melted. They were all melted, and you didn't. He didn't melt. That's also it was just while we're talking about Indiana Jones. There are two bits in the Big Bang Theory that I think are good in that entire show that I've seen. Bit one was the magic trick where the whole crux of it was you ask someone to pick a card and then they pick a random card and then you say was and then they show you and you say or something like you basically the person always says was this your card and then they say yes, so they just cheat, and Sheldon couldn't figure it out, and I was like, that's funny. That's like absolutely. And the other bit, which it's probably stolen from something, but it was where Sheldon's girlfriend said that Indiana Jones is a pointless movie because the Nazis would have opened the Ark of the Covenant and all died.
Yeah,
So, so the whole movie
kind
didn't
of
need to
point.
happen,
I'll give her that. Yeah.
and I thought that was funny. And he did not like that. He was like, "No, it
How dare
mattered.
you?
How dare no?" And she's like, "No, they open it up. All the Nazis die into the movie. It doesn't matter." And
To that point, the Holy Grail also follows that same logic where Indy didn't have to be there. They were going to choose the wrong cup no matter what.
actually, I think, yeah, they weren't gonna pick the right cup because they didn't know. Um,
Yeah.
I can't remember Raiders. I think he needed to be there for Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think that one he needed.
He
To
only
be
needed
there.
to be there because,
That cult was cruising. That was not
yeah,
like the
that's
cult
really what
was
it was.
cruising. Indiana needed to be there. I only saw Crystal Skull once. I don't know. I think Alien would have just killed the Nazi lady and went home.
So, not Nazi, I think it was Russian? Because it's War era.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't
But
remember
she
that
does.
movie at all. I just remember.
So she does.
I remember Shia LaBeouf swinging with monkeys. I remember.
And he drives the motorcycle that one time.
Yeah,
Remember that?
I remember he got into the fridge and the fridge exploded.
Yeah, because they survived the nuclear bomb.
And then I remember the Crystal Skull alien becoming alien again. And then it flew away.
No, 100% the Russian lady put it on.
Yeah. Hey,
Indiana
Drew, we're
Jones
talking about
should be
Indiana
there.
Jones.
Uh-oh.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
no,
we go.
sorry. I'm getting my audio set up.
That's
going.
okay. That's okay. Drew, do you
We'll
think that
let me do the
Indiana
same thing.
do you think that Indiana Jones should be a devout Christian and or Hindu after his experiences?
I think the term is henocentric, which means you are open to all gods existing, but you just worship one.
Okay, yeah,
what you see in like early Judaism.
but should you do you believe Indiana Jones should do that?
Well, that's a little confounding because I think before Crystal Skull, yes. After Crystal Skull, it could just be all of it could just be alien.
That was also my discussion before you got here and before I hit record. I was saying that after seeing Alien, that Indiana Jones could be like, maybe Jesus was alien.
Yep.
You don't know.
Maybe,
I would love for him to go back.
Maybe Jesus was Inuyaki.
Yeah, he could be an alien.
And
So-
just, aliens actually eradicated a dude and then rebuilt him with what they had.
Yeah, Inuyashiki, the alien.
Yeah. There you go, yeah.
You don't know if one alien is real. There's a bunch of aliens. So I got on this because I watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and I thought that movie was terrible. I would describe it as...
Oh, what's the video game?
The Great Circle is the video game. Nolan had this conversation. We had this exact conversation off recording, and I said I have to record, and then we had it again.
Because I thought when I saw you post, I was like, "Oh, you played the video game? Oh, okay."
No, this is the
Exactly
movie,
what I thought.
and it was terrible. The game apparently is probably good because it's made by the Wolfenstein Machine Games people.
I
don't
hear
know.
good things about the game.
Well, I mean, Wolfenstein: The New Order is.
I hear how I hear it described is it's like Hitman Light.
Well, it looked like it also had some of the environmental puzzles of Uncharted, which is I also thought that was a fun part of Uncharted when you're holding up your notebook and you're doing the puzzles. I saw a little bit of that. It has a little bit of that. Wolfenstein. I haven't played that game. I probably will at some point. It looks good. I trust the people that make it. I really liked Wolfenstein: The New Order. I thought New Colossus was a little didn't quite hit as much. I think they went a little too overboard with it.
A little on the nose.
I mean, there's a point in New Colossus where you go up to Hitler's Mars base and you shoot him when he's like a demented old man. And while, yeah, that's cool, it's also, that game had the part where B.J. Blazkowicz's head was cut off and then put on top of like a Nazi super body so he could get his body back. And I was like, this is just dumb. This is a little too dumb. Where the first one was... While stupid, it was tonally there.
Yeah.
I would describe it similar to the movie. God, what was that movie? It was
Sisu.
No. It's the World War II movie.
Bastard.
It was Overlord. I think it's called Overlord,
yeah.
Which I really liked that movie, and I would say that movie is effectively the exact same tone of Wolfenstein: The New Order, where you're getting your World War II, and then it's escalating to sci-fi World War II.
Golly, one of my favorite movies that no one else saw.
Oh, I thought that movie was sick.
Dude, it's awesome.
Saying Overlord, I just think you mean anime.
No,
Yeah.
But also, so anyway,
so what is Indiana Jones looking for in the new movie? What
so the Dial of
new
Destiny,
magical artifact of a god?
The Dial of Destiny.
the Dial of Destiny, which so one of the I would
like
say
a rotary phone.
if Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull is the Star Wars prequels, then this movie is the Star Wars sequels. Where technically it is better than it's technically better than the Crystal Skull, but it sucks in different ways. And one of them is that Harrison Ford is simply too old, so I cannot believe he's doing anything. And I know they're hiding it with CG and darkness and digital de-aging, and it doesn't work to me. That's why I did the skeet about if you're over 70, you shouldn't be the lead in the action movie. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I guess they tried to do it a little with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but I feel like it was time where, all right, Harrison, now you're Sean Connery, and Indiana Jones.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like if in Last Crusade Sean Connery was doing all kinds of stunts, and you're like, Sean Connery, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a scene it's relatively early on in the Dial of Destiny where Indiana Jones is like being chased by the secret Nazis that are trying to get the Dial of Destiny, and he's in a library and he jumps on top of a bookcase, and then he rides the bookcase and it tips over, but he's like on top of it and then kind of rolls out and then runs away. And I'm like, Indiana Jones, you're over 70. You'd be done. Your back is done. There's a part where like he's in a car and it goes down the steps in like a hilarious car chase. I'm like, Indiana Jones, you wouldn't be able to get out of that car. You're too old.
But I need the scene where younger Indy is actually fighting the big tough Nazi, and Harrison Ford just interrupts to shoot the big Nazi and then just look at the young one like, are you stupid? We don't have time for this.
There's also crap. Okay, so this is parts. I'm gonna say this part. This movie I think is a failure on many levels. One of them is at the climactic scene where Indiana Jones is captured by the Nazis. I'm gonna spoil this movie because I think it's bad. The Dial of Destiny turns out it's time travel. It's Archimedes figured out enough math that he could do time travel. That's the plot.
Oh my God, I've seen part of this movie.
And then they go back to like Roman.
I came in on Kelsey watching this, and I have completely forgotten that I have seen this movie.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't like it. I think it's terrible. And part of it's terrible is it suffers from new film. We've made everything too dark so you can't see what's going on. Because, I mean, I was watching it with my dad. We were watching it on the big TV. It was dark and we couldn't see because the screen was too dark. This wasn't like the lights were on. We couldn't see what was... There's action scenes and I'm like, I literally can't tell what's happening here. It's too dark.
Are y'all watching it on an OLED?
Well, we're not on an OLED. It's just a big TV.
Okay. Well, no, I was gonna say, because if it's an OLED, then those are also darker than like some of the other non-OLED.
It's the
options.
cinematography because we've watched shows. So we're also watching like Daredevil and Punisher, which are still dark shows, but I can look. They're lit. I can see when Punisher.
Wait, what do you mean they're lit? Do you really like them, or they're bright?
I think there are. I do really like them, but I would say that even in the darkness, I can see the kung fu moves Daredevil is doing to fight the bad men. It's not too dark where I'm like, I don't know what's happening. But anyway, so there's this part in the movie where they're going because the whole villain's plan. He wants to go back in time. Do you? And Indiana Jones is being like captured and he's being walked and they're in front of that big old plane with the big propellers. And you see him. I'm like, oh, they're setting it up. Is Indiana Jones going to get the big Nazi and the propellers again? And no. That never happens.
Well, I'm glad they didn't. Like, I hate that modern movies do that where they're just like, look, we did the old movie thing.
See, I was wanting something. I was wanting something. This movie, oh god, it's terrible. It's also
that is not where I thought you were going.
Oh, where did you think I was going? Where the whole
I thought you were going to the actual time travel part of the movie.
Oh, where like Archimedes was wrong or whatever, and the whole point would have been this entire movie similar to Raiders of the Lost Ark, where if Indiana Jones did nothing, then they would not have. The time travel would have been wrong, and then ancient Greece just kills their plane with like crossbows, because that's what happened. And I was like, this is stupid. This is just dumb. I don't like this. And I am one for someone who enjoys the idea of shooting soldiers with machine guns. I think that is fun. I like that. If the third act just turned into a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, I'd be fine with that. I think that'd be a zany movie, but it wasn't. Indiana Jones was just going, oh, I want to die here because I'm old. And then they're like, no, Indiana Jones, you have to go back and then he went back. And there's also several points in this film where Indiana Jones and crew could have stopped it by just throwing something away or destroying it. And I feel maybe if I'm Indiana Jones and there's the time travel device, I would just break it. I think at this point that history can stay lost. You can just break it.
Evan, as
Can I be honest?
historian-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. You're good.
No. What age is Indiana Jones when he's doing this?
He's like 75. This is
It's
this
in
is
the
post.
60s?
Yeah, no, this is post moon landing. I don't know. He's old.
So, okay, late 60s, early 70s. So it's 30 years after the first movie.
Yeah, he's old. It's
But before the fourth movie is where this
no.
is taking place.
This is after, because he talks about
after
how
the
his
fourth.
son died in Vietnam, so Shia LaBeouf doesn't have to come back.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
They're like, we washed our hands of that mistake.
Yeah, he died, and Indiana Jones is sad. Maybe it was Korea. I don't know.
He was on MASH.
Yeah, he was on MASH. He didn't make it. Hawkeye couldn't
He
save
was on
him.
a sad episode.
It was a
of
sad
MASH.
bash. It was
Not
not
a
the fun
fun
one. It was a bad one. And they said Mutt Jones is now dead. And then they had the doo 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 song. That's the Suicide is Painless song. It happened. But yeah,
I was gonna say, as a librarian historian, throwing things away is the hardest thing for us to do.
Okay, but Drew, would you be able to destroy the book if the Nazi wanted to use time travel magic to go back and win World War II for the Nazis, and you knew it was real and happening?
Yeah, but it's a sick-ass book, Kevin. I could
Okay.
quote the movie. I could put it in a museum, and people could see it, be like, "Oh, that's time travel."
We can Sound of Thunder this bitch. Just don't get off the time way. You're good.
Yeah, how much money we can make with this?
Be sick. Yeah. Anyway, I do not recommend Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
The same. I do not either.
I don't. I think you could do better with your films.
Is someone that's like his daughter in the movie, or am I making that up?
It's his goddaughter. It was one of his friends,
okay.
and then
Oh,
her
okay.
daughter, and then she's like,
Yeah.
so I have I kind
Yeah,
of
it's from the one of his love interests from the other earlier.
I do not understand why we can't just have a new actor be Indiana Jones. Just like
Yeah.
oh, you just get a guy who kind of looks like Harrison Ford, even not. You could get a cool. You just need a cool
That's
guy.
what it did for the Great Circle. It worked.
I would once again. I also would rather just have. It's a new Indiana Jones. Has nothing to do with the other stuff. It's just another. guy.
Indiana Jones just has to be a snarky kind of archaeologist. He's gonna punch some Nazis and
Mad
just-
Max Fury wrote it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you about my new hit series, Montana Williams and the Lantern of Truth.
Yeah, there you go. I'm down with this.
Listen, I got a little new series called Arkansas Smith. All right.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big hit.
Yeah, Arkansas
Yeah.
Smith. He has to discover
Arky.
the staff of Noah, because as you see
I want it to be Arkansas Smith and the Arkansas of the Raiders of the Lost Arkansas.
There it is. It's perfect.
There you go. That's pretty good. See, I was gonna say something about like he finds Thor's hammer, because that's obvious. Everyone knows what it is. The Nazis want it to make
Yeah, but
super
no one could
electricity.
take it. It's just a thing about trying to build a power factory around it, and the municipality efforts to block it.
Yeah, there you go. It's a
Oh,
courtroom.
no.
trial.
What happens is the Nazis try to pick it up and it electrocutes all the Nazis in the area.
Yeah, because one of the key aspects of Indiana Jones films is that Most of them would be solved without him being there due to the inherent volatility of the artifact.
Oh. Well, it's also he like in that situation, his crucial effort would be to establish a historic site around Thor's hammer, protecting it,
Well, he just no,
since it
he
could not be placed
in a museum. No, you build the
contained
museum
field.
around the hammer.
Exactly.
You put like you encase it in like that Lexan stuff, that plastic, that hard plastic, so you can look at it. You're like, oh, look at that. That's Thor's hammer. It real. It's powering all
You
the.
do it like the Blarney Stone. Everyone's allowed to try to pick it up and then move on.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd go. That'd be something I think would be funny. I would be able to do it. I'm not worthy for Thor's hammer.
Oh no. I mean, sorry. There's another obvious one. They find Excalibur, but
There
then
you go.
they try to pick it up, and the lady like just murders everyone in the
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
And
And then
Ah.
Indy's like, oh, but it's actually the sheath of Excalibur.
Yeah, that's the immortality.
important.
See, that's how
Okay,
Indiana
yeah.
Jones like saves the companion is because he asked for the sheath to heal him. Well, like the
Dude, are
Nazis,
you
like
doing
I want the
some
sword.
Fate Stay Night shit.
Yeah, and then you have you have Lancer or whatever. You have Saber, and then you have Neko Arc, and all the heroes are Fate
There
Stay
you go.
Night. I don't know anything about Fate Stay Night.
Echo Work, we gotta get this artifact back from the Nazis.
Now, if you have like CG Neko Arc, then I think I would save Indiana Jones. That would save it. I'd be here for it.
But yeah, I believe what you're saying. I think it's time to let some stuff go.
I think you either let it go or you just James Bond it. Just get a new actor, some new plots, and just go. Just say, hey.
Wait, what?
Well,
I mean, we already have something that is Indiana Jones, but better, and that's Uncharted.
I dead ass thought you were gonna say National Treasure. I was
I'm
great.
sorry, Drew. I'm so sorry. You were right. We have National Treasure.
See, I thought you were gonna say Tintin, and then I'd say, you know what? I agree. You could just make that a Tintin movie.
Yeah. There's better
alright.
Indiana
Make it
Jones
animated.
substitute.
Yo, Tintin's sick. That Tintin. I love Tintin. I am so on board Tintin.
I'm so mad that the reality is turning into the monkey paw wish of like, man, I wish they would just do more big buster animation instead of like live action everything. And that is just turning into generative AI garbage.
Yeah, well, that's
Like, oh, now we'll make our own stars and they'll live forever.
well, that's a shame. Tintin's good
Be
though.
Bruce Willis and give up your likeness for. I think like
I even
couple
think
million?
CG Tintin movie is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not as good as
I
comics
Watched it and I don't remember it.
Oh, I liked it a lot. But then again, it's one of those I would say I like Tintin a lot. So I'm enjoying them seeing his take on the crap. What was the story? It's a story it's like the first story with the captain. It's the captain's introduction. And that's they riff on that, and they also riff on like another one. They combine two in a fun way. Yeah.
Also, just do Lupin the Third.
Yeah,
That's
let's
insane.
flip on the third.
Yeah,
Do
that's-
it.
And Energy 2.
You could have listen. That's my thing is what I would have done is I would have had old Harrison Ford Indiana Jones because we have to have it, and then his plucky new sidekick is Tintin, and that's how we just we get him into Tintin by saying, look, it's Indiana Jones, and whoa, this Tintin guy's here. He's doing a lot of cool stuff. He has a cute dog and a drunken sailor companion. Don't you want to see their adventures, gang? You love those guys. How about we show you their adventures? That's how we do it.
That would actually be really good.
That's how you do it. Tintin fights
We
Nazis.
don't need Indiana Jones
You don't need
anymore.
him. You don't.
All right, we have better action.
Yeah, we have
movies
Nicolas Cage.
that have-
We have all kinds of things.
I mean, it's also like we didn't have Indiana Jones for like 30 years, and we were fine. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you got the like trilogy movies. They're good, and that's it." That's all you need.
No, we need more though. We need to expand the brand. How can
I
how?
remember my first weekend working at the movie theater was the weekend Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull came out.
I don't think I saw that in theaters. I think I waited until it came on DVD, Netflix, and then I remember.
Fun fact: they
Oh,
put it
was it?
out in 35 millimeter too, so you could pick whether you wanted to see it digitally or on film.
Man,
I mean, that's interesting at least, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
but yeah,
Like, I'm just kind of trying to remember back in the olden days. What was that when people the sentiment had fully turned on the George Lucas Steven Spielberg?
I
Because
think
I
so.
think I think that's the one that did it. Remember the South Park
yeah,
episode?
like the South Park episode. Yeah, because
I
people had
think that's
turned
what
on
did
George
it.
Lucas from the prequels. Like that.
Yeah.
Like people had turned on him.
I think somehow Spielberg is still like America's darling.
I don't. I mean, he could make a movie.
Yeah.
I would say he's turned
yeah.
well because he's made so many. He can do like he's made so many films and so many good films that you could just kind of go through the motions and it's gonna turn out workmanship okay. In the
He can
technical
turn like a
aspect.
really average story into like something decent. He can turn something bad into something good, i.e., you know.
But the Ready Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One. Yeah, the
I haven't seen it.
garbage story to something slightly
Well, because
watchable.
he knows how to make shot composition and stuff. So your film is gonna
Yeah.
look like a movie. It's not gonna look like Drek. You're not
Yeah.
I
gonna
will
look.
say, I thought the Bridge of Spies was very boring
Oh, I haven't seen
and
that.
a waste of Tom Hanks.
That is a waste. I mean,
I'm
And I
looking.
didn't see The Fablemans, but that seemed like a movie that was just really about jerking off Hollywood,
Oh, that yeah,
and
that's
it
one of those.
oh,
and it got
that's my worst
nominated
crime.
for an Academy Award appropriately.
Well, that's just how you do it.
You got to make a movie that jerks off Hollywood so you can
Yeah,
get just an
that's
Oscar
that's how you get
or
your
something.
Oscar. You got to talk about the magical power of Hollywood and how cool it is.
Well, okay, that okay, but not Steven Spielberg. I think he already has a few. I think he.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Oh
has
no.
to-
Yeah. But you always want more. Sometimes you gotta. Well, sometimes you gotta make like. Wasn't that one like also kind of about like himself, like autobiography?
Yeah.
Like, let's. Isn't it really
Uh-huh.
cool when you have a kid that wants to be a director? Isn't that like the most charming thing in the world?
So really, that movie is about jerking off Hollywood and himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's two hands.
Just the double reach around.
Yeah. There you go.
So, talking about Hollywood, you guys saw the news where they're like, "All right, if you want to vote on your movies,
You actually
have
gotta
to
watch it
everything."
now. You
You
have to
have to
watch
watch
the
it now.
movie. I
So the next like nominees for Best Feature are going to be like 2 movies because that's all everyone saw.
there you go. It'll be the Minecraft movie, and then some movie from 4 years ago, and they'll be like, finally,
I be
I'm
honest?
represented.
Yeah, no, it's
Just-
gonna be Wicked and the Minecraft movie. There
Yeah.
you go. There's your best
That's your
best film
picture.
nominees.
How do you not like just sit and watch a movie? I mean, if you're like a judge for the Oscars, you can cut out some time. I could cut my time in my daily life
I can watch
for
one
like
movie
to
a week.
watch a movie.
I can watch one movie a week, and if you're watching your Oscar, that's like what, 8 movies?
Exactly.
You
Yes.
can do it.
8 weeks.
But that and like one movie a week also then lets you cover all the like subcategories too of like, oh, I'm actually like familiar on the best animation nominees. I'm familiar on the blah blah blahs and the blah blah blahs. Best foreign picture, best documentary.
I'm even fine if you don't want to do that, as long as you don't vote. You're like, listen, I didn't watch. If you don't want to be
Yeah.
the person that said, listen, I only watched the one Pixar movie with my kids. I don't like animation, so I'm just going to skip this one. You know what? That's fine. I don't care. That's
But they
okay.
won't. they bitch and moan that the Lego movie wasn't nominated, and then they call like the French movie Japanese, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, and you got to vote. That's great.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm saying.
love
Like,
that.
what I'm saying is, there's nothing wrong with saying I didn't watch this. I'm not. I'm just not gonna vote. Both of
Yeah.
either
No,
the movies or films
my
that are in the
opinion, Matt.
chat that you guys I have not seen.
Turns out, hold up. Turns
Yeah.
out, awards are a lot like just YouTube comment section.
I think the awards used to mean more things before we could
I
all.
don't.
No, I'm saying
know.
I know they never did, but in the cultural zeitgeist before we had such rapid communication with all angles of the world, so you could there's a justification of going, ah, yes, I watched Apocalypse Now. That movie was really good, and then it won the award, so I get to feel good that it's really good. Whereas now I can say, I watched Sonic the Hedgehog, and I liked the fight scene between Shadow and Sonic the Hedgehog at the end, and I can tweet that out and have 4 people say, yeah, that was really sick. And
Yeah, it was
that's
sick.
not
That's
something you
awesome.
couldn't have in the early '80s, '70s, and previous.
Yeah, you did. That's what you did around the water cooler.
But they weren't watching Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I'll agree with Kevin on this. You can't be like, here's this new artsy film that I saw, and all your coworkers would be like, the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, because this is I'm talking about. You're going into your niches. Where
Yeah.
Yeah, but back then too, like niches were way more shallow than they are now.
well, yeah.
Like your fancy art film is still like the massive French movie that's made its way across the border.
No one I have
Not
ever worked
anime.
with, no one I have ever worked with would have watched an episode of G-Quux and talked about it. No coworker in my history of working or almost schooling would be like, "Yo, you saw that G-Quux? Wasn't that wild?" And they'd be
Yeah,
like,
but now you're conflating two arguments.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I do it. That's how you win. That's how you become president, Drew." You take one
would agree.
argument and then you argue something unrelated and say, I've won both.
I will agree. There's no one in, I guess, I've worked with that would have like watched Parasite without me telling them to watch it, or even like Godzilla -1.
Yeah. No, listen, you do not have to talk to me about having terribly niche interests. Like,
I
man,
get that's-
I'm at the
Yeah.
point where I'm like, Parasite's not niche, and it's like, oh wait.
At that
Well,
time, it
yeah,
was. It's definitely.
I
gotten
still
bigger,
think
but yeah.
Parasite's
No,
pretty
I was-
niche. It's
No, I was
pretty
about to
niche.
say, I think it is too, because right now the anime people at work are talking about solo leveling. That's what
Solo
Oh,
leveling
yeah.
is not niche.
I didn't say it is,
That's
but I'm just
stormy.
saying to
I think it's
prove
trash.
Parasite is niche. Like that's the level. The
I've
level is,
oh,
oh,
yeah.
I watched Dragon Ball Z. Oh, I watched solo leveling. Thankfully, they have seen Jujutsu Kaisen, but then that discussion is just in terms of power level.
oh god. They're just power
Just like, oh, I
scaling.
think solo leveling guy could beat Gojo. And
Yeah,
at
he
first,
totally
I
could.
was like, fuck you. And second, I was like, I don't care. That's the dumbest thing to talk about with anime.
I don't think he
But
could.
Gojo would not lose.
But the solo leveling is the solo leveling the one where the guy's power is like paralysis or something? And like stealth.
I have no idea.
So you'll notice it's the one. It's that like big.
It's the
stone
Korean
face
one.
that does the smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has like the
It's
knife.
webtoon.
Yeah.
I've
The webtoons one.
I
Yeah.
can admit to that I am in the weakness that would fall for isekai power leveling shows because I've tried watching several of them and I keep falling off. It's one of those, I know it's a trash genre and I look at it and I go, but maybe this one will be good. And then I'll watch a couple and I go, no, it's not. It's not.
Just like every other one.
And then,
Yeah.
it's happened to me at least 4 or 5 times when I've watched.
Like-
it keeps happening.
I think the issue is that it's always the one person, so it's just a undisguised power fantasy jerk off. Like Digimon works because it's a group that all get sent there.
I think it's because it's
I like it better when it's a group. I like it better when it's like
Yeah.
when it's here's the main character who's kind of good, and then he has other side characters that are all right, and they kind of keep building up with their main character as the journey progresses.
It follows. I don't remember. I want to attribute this to Oda, but I can't be sure. But there was some quote where it was along the lines of, "I want my main character to have a less obviously strong power, so that when they succeed, it feels triumphant."
Yeah, that feels
sounds
like
like
a soda.
Because it was more like Luffy's is stretching and the bad guy is like sand or electricity or fire. It's obviously strong, but when Luffy does it, like, we all know that Luffy's power is stupid and broken, but that's because we've seen 1,000 chapters of One Piece and as we've seen it. But on face value, you'd be like, do you want the electric fruit? Do you want the Meru Meru fruit, the flame one, or do you want the Gum Gum fruit? And not knowing, you'd probably say that, yo, that fire one seems pretty tough. And it's like, nah.
Actually, I think the fire one is still the correct. Like, if it was literally Gum Gum fruit versus Maramara no Mi, I think you pick Ace. Ace never lost to Luffy. Well, I'm just saying.
Well, also because we never saw Awakened Ace. We don't know. We don't know what the hell.
Give me that light fruits. Give me just.
Yo, that light fruit's real good. That's a good one. I was thinking. Okay, okay. I want to talk about every. I don't want to dominate too much the conversation.
Are we going into fan One Piece fruits?
Oh, well, I was gonna say, all right, we'll just go there. We'll just go there because I was thinking about Gundam and that there are 3 kinds of animes. It kind of goes with the isekais of place I would like to go. Like, I'd be fine with being isekai'd. Then there's I would be fine with being isekai'd if I had a power. And then there is I do not want to go there even with a power.
Yeah.
Gundam is one, because I was watching it, I'm like, I don't want to go to Gundam. Being a new type in the Gundam place is still really bad. It sucks super hard. It's no fun. It's not Warhammer. That's the worst one. You just do not go to Warhammer. But One Piece I would go to if I had a good devil fruit. If it was just me going in there, raw dogging it, no thank you. No thank you.
Okay.
If you're a regular citizen, you'll be probably okay.
I
think I would also say, like, look at how much work Kobe did in 2 years.
Okay, so
it's
are we
like it's One Piece is scary, but it's also like it scales really fast too. So like you can ramp up.
So what we're saying, okay, so it's kind of like if you're saying, am I going to Dragon Ball, but if I train I will get stronger. I'm not a Saiyan, but I'm not going to be myself where I have arthritis in my hands and it's not going to matter how many things I pick up. I'm not going to fly. My power level is capped at 0.
But in Dragon Ball you can do that because you're in that world.
Okay, so what you were saying is that if you're transported to One Piece and you tried really hard, you'd be able to do hockey stuff. You'd be able to do it.
Everyone can do hockey.
We're in One Piece where your effort does concede results. It's not as it is now, where your genes will defeat you.
You got to put a lot of work in, but yes,
you could garp
anyone can do Nin. You're not going to learn it as fast as Gon and Kahlua did. But anyone can do Nin.
The opposite is you got to live in that world. That world's kind of a nightmare sometimes.
Yep.
I don't know. I want a devil fruit. I want a good devil fruit. No. Even if it's kind of a bad devil fruit, I'm okay with it.
I don't think there is a bad devil.
That's what I'm saying. I'll take almost any devil fruit. I think any of the animal fruits I think are good. I think almost all of them are winners.
Animal fruits are great because they bypass a lot. You
just
get
win.
A lot of the physical conditioning out of the way.
I feel every animal fruit good, every elemental fruit good. Even
Yeah, you want the elemental fruit.
no, the
That's what
elemental
you're
fruits, and we're not talking about like the mythic ones. Like, yeah, obviously that's number one.
No, just give me the base ones.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
Give me the mud fruit.
yo, that'd be good. You'd be real strong.
Otis said if you eat the human fruit base bottle, you just reach enlightenment.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think a lot of the God, what is it called? Is it
Zoans?
Zoan?
Paramecia?
Paramecia.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's not the element? It's the like the chop fruit.
Gum
Yeah.
fruit is a paramecia.
Yeah. Okay. So like I was gonna say, yeah, those are good too. Every devil
you
fruit.
just gotta
Slow
worship
fruit. The string fruit.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're all good. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
Like
You just gotta be creative.
I'd go to One
You gotta-
Piece
yeah.
in a heartbeat,
You gotta
but
have the
I
mind.
need devil fruit. I need one. You give me one, I'm in. I'm in.
I'll take
we're
any
activated.
devil fruit like I would take almost any stand.
Yeah, I would.
Except
Some stands are
Notorious
bad.
B.I.G.
Yeah, some stands
Yeah.
are like, I'm going to kill you.
Or
Purple Haze is not a good stand.
Oh.
no.
The one in part 6 that just makes everyone fight each other.
Yeah, that one's.
Oh, Survivor.
It's cool, but not for you.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, there's some of those autonomous stands. I don't know. That one might not work.
Oh, man.
No.
Great, I live in a telephone pole now.
Also, that you must understand that stand users attract each other. So dudes will be coming, and their powers are going to be either really weird or really strong, and you need to be able to think on your feet and understand.
That is the reason why I will not live in JoJo's.
Yeah, I would not go to JoJo's. JoJo's I would not go to. I think that's like a no. No, thank you.
Too much stress.
No, that's a bad one. I couldn't handle it. Cause someone's gonna show up. Some sexy vampire man's gonna show up and say, "Well, you want to lay on my bed?"
I forgot
And you're
the
gonna be like,
vampires.
"Man, I need
Yep.
to lay on this sexy vampire's bed."
Don't forget
Just being a bro.
the Pillarmen too.
Yeah, the evolved humans.
Yeah, you're either dealing with the stone humans or the pillar man, who are also kind of stone humans in a way. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Ooh.
I have no,
However, the Bible is canon.
Bible is canon in JoJo. Indiana Jones could have.
Mormonism. Mormonism is
Oh yeah,
canon.
Mormonism's real.
Mormon is real. He went to America. It's just like South Park. So Indiana. So yeah, that's how we do it. It's called Indiana Jones and the Steel Ball Run. There you go. I gotta get the corpse pieces of Jesus. That is.
How you like my stand, Nazis?
I'm spinning. Yeah, there's been the Indiana Jones and the Pillar Men. You'd fight them using the Redstone of Azura. There you go. Trick 'em.
Indiana Jones and the Stone Mask.
Yeah.
That's how we. Yeah. See, we got to use Indiana Jones
Unlike
to get
yellow-
normies into culture.
God.
That's how you do it. You trick them in. He's like, oh, it's Indiana Jones, and then you sit down, and then you're watching Star Platinum fight Dio, and you're like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh.
Golly.
There you go. That's how you do it. What is
Enough
Love
Indiana
Hurts?
Jones. Drew, what's a good movie? Or maybe a bad movie?
Love Hurts is not a good movie.
Oh, is it not?
No, it is not a good movie.
I was hoping it was going to be good.
No, it is not. It's like not bad. The first fight scene had me very concerned for what ride I was in for, because the first fight scene is, you know, all the like creativity and organic nature of a Jackie Chan fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this had like the obviously telegraphed version of that. Of just like, oh look, we put this here, so it's gonna be. Oh look, he did it. Oh.
So you're telling me it's the Jackie Chan fight, but we're fighting in Scooby Doo, where every piece is colored a little lighter than the background that he's going to use.
Yes, 100%. Well, I guess actually that's the second fight. The first fight was okay. The it's whenever he gets home after that fight, where it's like, hey. So those unaware, this is the child from Indiana Jones, all grown up, and now starring in his own films after the success of Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, I
All
was
at
gonna
Once.
say, yeah, he's. I would say he leveraged everything everywhere all at once, and he's going. I'm gonna make my
Yeah.
own movie, which is
Yeah, he's
smart.
doing a
Yeah.
good. He's got his comeback starting right now,
Yeah.
but I guess it hasn't
So,
started out
yeah,
on a good
we'll
note.
see. But it's just very like I don't know, just very bland, and the fight scenes aren't that great, and there's like weird motion correction or like I don't, maybe the string work wasn't the best. I don't know. Something about this movie, the movement is off, and I can't tell what it is. Like maybe there's some CG doubling happening, but it didn't look like it. It looked more like they just didn't do the, the
Didn't render it right.
yeah. I was gonna say what's the Chinese
Deep Seek.
no, not computer stuff. The Chinese storytelling genre.
The Wuxia.
Oh,
Wuxia, yeah,
Wuxia.
Wuxia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get the Wuxia rope maneuvers right.
Oh, so this is more of a Wuxia fight instead of a Hong Kong action movie fight.
Not even. There is just a lot of like clearly like rope work and stuff to like,
Okay.
but they didn't get it right for the gravity.
I see.
So and like I don't know, stuff is it's just like very mediocre.
I
I
think
don't know how else to describe it. It's just like I've already forgotten most of this movie.
let's see. Was it like a John Wick kind of movie?
No, it's not. There's not any explosions.
Okay.
Oh, I will say they kill a property brother,
okay.
which even with how that happens, I think is disappointing. Because like we see the property brother is a rival realtor who is like the black belt realtor or whatever on his signage. And he's accidentally gets caught in one of the fights. But then he holds his own for like 5 seconds until they like dive behind a couch because they're guns. So now you're suddenly like, no, I want to see Property Brother kick some more ass. He's a cool dude, it turns out. He's not a douchebag. And then he just gets shot, and it's like, oh, well, you wasted that character moment. Like it was a cool scene of like, oh, the misunderstood douche is just like, actually, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
he's chill. Oh man,
Yeah, so that was
actually would have been
unfortunate.
awesome.
Is Fear and Loathing
Yeah.
in Las Vegas really that good? I've not seen it.
Have you seen it, Drew?
No, I haven't. It's on my
Okay.
list, but
I was gonna say it's like on my list, but it's kind of like down there.
it hit the Dark Knight where it just got so jerked off by that group of people that I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's why I'm
anymore.
asking, because you put it down. So like, give me the straight.
Okay,
Let me hear
so
it.
I didn't know anything about this. I knew like, hey, this is a well acclaimed movie. Johnny Depp, and I know it's the scene from like Ringo
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
was it Rango?
Rango. I like that
Yeah.
movie.
Rango.
I didn't really know what I was getting into. This movie is a roller coaster of just drug filled insanity that I can
Yeah.
rarely like keep my mind wrapped around while I watch it. It's good. I enjoyed it. It's wild.
So is it?
I
Is
do.
it? Sorry, I was
Sorry,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
is it like Catcher in the Rye, where like so much of its reputation rides on being like, what's the word I'm looking? Uncouth. It's like, oh wow, this is not for sensitive audiences. Wow, they're really outside
No,
the
it's
lines
not.
of normalcy.
Beyond like I guess one or two scenes near the middle end, kind of. It's like,
Okay.
it's a little weird, but beyond that, it's nothing too crazy. It very much does not have a story structure at all because it's just the main characters, Hunter S. Thompson and his lawyer, going to Las Vegas for
like the drug convention or something.
It's a dirt biking thing. So they go there, but then the next day there's another convention for like cops. But there's no break in the story. Things just keep going. There's like nothing stops.
It's like, do
wild.
you want to see the movie equivalent of a wild drug-fueled weekend that never stops, and we just go?
It's literally, it's it. That's exactly it. There's no stop.
It's just Cocaine the movie.
It might as well be.
It's The Hangover, but just the parts you never saw.
No, yes. It's what it feels like. I didn't know who Hunter S. Thompson was before this.
Oh,
and
yeah, he's a reporter, right?
He's also an insane person.
Yes.
From what I've looked into. He's incredibly
he's
crazy.
on a lot of drugs.
Also, I wasn't aware that Hunter Gathers is based off of Hunter S. Thompson.
Yes.
Blew right past me until like the second I heard him start talking and he had the cigarette out in his mouth. I'm like, hold on a second. This is where he comes from. No, it's the perfect character for Hunter Gathers.
Yep.
It is wild. There's like moments where characters leave and they're in like LA. So they're in Vegas for most of it. A character leaves for what feels like 5 minutes in movie, only to hard cut to him in LA, and in my mind I'm like, was he actually there? Or is this real? Is this fake? Is things that are going on actually going on, or is this just an hallucination? And I can't tell.
So you're telling me is that this is the birth of Dracula Flow? This is
yes. If I was, I'm gonna be honest, I would not watch this movie under the effects of anything because I feel like it would break my mind.
I would just be scared.
I think I would. Me, like, sober is just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. What's happening? Who are these people? What's going on?
But I guess that's like the theme of the film, is when you're on so much drugs, it's just kind of like, uh-oh, something's happening.
My favorite part in the movie is where they have like a really bad bender. They wake up and the hotel room is trashed, so Hunter has to go through like a recording of what happened the previous night. And it just, you see the room slowly get destroyed. It goes back to the past, and you see the room slowly get destroyed over time as he's still within the destroyed room. It's very good. It's very well made. I think I'm probably going to watch the other movie too, where the buffalo roam. But that's Bill Murray as Hunter S. Thompson.
Have you seen Aronofsky's Mother with J-Law?
Oh no.
From how you're describing... sorry, you go.
Sorry, I was gonna say, that movie kind of feels like it's the same way, where like it starts out and it's just like you're boiling a frog. You're just turning the heat up and just the whole time, and there's just no reprieve.
It is. There's no stop. You don't have a moment to like catch your breath from what's going on or what has previously happened until it moves into the next thing. Very good movie. I understand why people like it a lot. I don't think it's the best, but it's a solid. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
To me, it feels more like a foundational movie, or as like, I think my dad calls them like educational reference movies and shows, where it's like you need to see this so you get what people are talking about and like the origin of things.
Yeah,
no, I feel like
it's like
100%. This would be like, this will be shown in. This is definitely shown in like film classes because it's very well directed. Johnny Depp is amazing. I said this to Nikki while I was watching. I'm like, why doesn't Johnny Depp do any more real movies? Because he's an actually great actor.
Because that actually takes work.
Listen,
Yeah.
once you just become the Tim Burton Johnny Depp, you don't gotta work no more. You just do that.
Yeah, listen, I can just go and just phone it in, and I get the same paycheck now as if I actually worked hard for the entire
But, like,
shoot.
yeah, but like you're good at it though.
No, Johnny Depp's like, he's done some good stuff.
I don't know.
He did some good stuff in the day.
This is, and then I'm looking. This is one of them, but no, but well acted. The sets are amazing. The story it's interesting. But I know it's all based off a book, but the camera angles are great. It's great. It's a really good movie.
Is this the closest we're gonna get to Disco Elysium, the film?
Yes, yes.
No,
100%.
I think this just is Disco Elysium borrows a
It
lot
is.
of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Where it's the bender and then the drugged out and then the We just don't have Kim
If
Kutsaragi.
there was just maybe one character that had his mind together, like Ken, I feel like, and like it actually had an understandable, put together story, it could be something great. But for what it is, it's fantastic. I would definitely recommend watching it when you get a chance.
Okay.
All right.
Is it legally watchable anywhere?
It's on Amazon,
Okay.
so I feel like most people have that at least.
Yeah.
It feels like a movie that would be somewhere. Feels like,
Oh.
yeah, it's on
Yeah,
Amazon.
it honestly feels like it's probably on Tubi or Pluto
Yeah.
or one of
It
those.
feels it's
One of the free ones
yeah.
for sure.
Apparently, it's Amazon on like the Amazon. You just click the button, and it shows up. But so if you wanna watch, chase down some G-Quucks with some Hunter S.
Yeah, that
Thompson
too.
drugged up thing, you can chase that with what's going on in G-Quucks, which I get the feeling.
Hunter can see the Kira. Okay.
Yeah, you either see the Kira when you're piloting your Psychomu frame, or you're doing a lot of coke. You get there. The
I
same.
think Char's doing both.
He's definitely doing both.
Oh man, dude, G-Quucks is getting to the point where I think it's more Fooly Cooly, where we're talking about the end of adolescence, but because we're in Gundam, it's gonna get real bad real fast. I don't know. Are you y'all current on G-Quucks? You watched the last episode?
No, I'm not. I'm
I
still
did.
only 3 episodes deep.
Okay. Basically, I think we're getting near the end of the clan battles or the fun times, and I think the fun times are over, and they're going to be real over next episode.
Because that guy who loves to gas colonies showed up, it's definitely fun times over.
No, fun times is way over. Like I think we are now speed running directly into Zeta. I think Zeta is gonna be happening.
War
Wait,
crimes
is it-
are about to happen.
Okay.
Psycho
Oh, cool.
Gundam is been pointed at like the WrestleMania sign. Psycho Gundam is on its way.
That's right, just a normal air conditioner.
Don't worry about this
Don't
really
look at
big this really big container ship. We're just shipping on in. Don't think about it.
I actually, when I saw him, I got up and went, hold on a second. And then Nikki's like, what's going on? I'm like, you don't understand. It's Zeta
Yeah, Zeta's happening.
showing up now.
Yeah, no, we're
The
going.
Titans are here.
No, we're going into the Titans and stuff. Zeta's happening. Once again, the show, but also you don't need to know that. You could figure it out. You could figure out that bad stuff is going to start happening real soon. Because so I just got to talk about the scene I really like when the manager of the Pomeranians is talking to Shalia Bull, and he's just like, "No, just go win that final fight and give us the Gundam." And she's immediately like, "We gotta go. This is over. This is done." And she has she's back at the office with her safe full of just bills, and she's like, "We gotta go. They know where we are. It's done. It's so done. We didn't even know."
We don't care about winning the next match. We have to leave.
They can just shoot a laser at us and kill us from the white base.
Their ship.
They know exactly where we are. They know they're like, yeah, you just keep living. We can find you anytime. I got stickers on my little cell phone of you guys.
You know, I love your stuff. And look, hey, you've done a great job, giving us combat data. Just give it back whenever you feel like it.
We're gonna
as
pay
soon
you.
as like a military organization says that, I'm like, they're gonna kill me immediately.
No, when the military, when Xeon is saying you did a great job, we've been watching. You know what? You just give us back that Gundam. In fact, we'll pay you for it. We'll give you some money.
Hey, finish your last match first, and then
then we'll just pay you. No problem.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, no, they're gonna kill you super hard.
Well, that's not true. You do have one option of possibly getting out, and that's running away, but also leaving the only one who can pilot the Gundam tied up for them as a present.
Yes.
Do not deliver her, because you will still get murdered. They're like, oh, thanks, you saved us the effort.
Bam.
Yeah, so it's the fun times are over, and the fun times weren't even that fun.
No.
Poor old Machu's adolescence. She didn't know how good she had it.
Okay,
He literally had the best out of any protagonist ever.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because Xeon didn't conquer Earth in this, right? It's just they got their freedom.
Yeah, they got the
they
treaty.
conquered Earth.
I thought they got the treaty. Like they won.
They own essentially the moon.
Yeah.
Okay, but they didn't conquer Earth then.
No. Earth is just like its own little
Earth is Earth, but it's
colony essentially.
Yeah.
Is Xeon America?
Yes.
It's like half. So, it's from Japan. Xeon is like half America, but also half Nazi Germany. So you gotta kind of square that circle.
But they're just literally America. They did the American Revolution and they won. It's just America.
Yeah. Although in Gundam, the Federation's still real bad. They're bad too. They're just different. They're different kind of bad. Xeon is like obviously bad.
Well, yeah, no, that's America fought Great Britain. It's not like we fought paragons of moral order. It was some jerk said, hey, I'm tired of those jerks taking my money. Let's fight them.
We literally fought the worst guys ever, and the world was like, good, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that's
only for us to become them.
Yeah. Welcome to the grim mystery of Gundam. Where it's so weird. I feel I can't describe this feeling. I will attempt it. Where I see all the merch of Gundam and it makes me feel weird, but Warhammer 40k merch does not make me feel as weird because Warhammer 40k is far more bleak and stupid. So whenever I see like the cute display of Shar Aznable, the Red Comet, I'm like, that man murders people. Like hard murders people. And then you see like
he was about to do a war crime if they didn't stop him.
Well, he just kills he'll kill. He was gonna kill those kids on that plane. He knew the kids were there. He didn't care. He's gonna blow up that ship. And then we see like a Space Marine man who's like eating people. I'm like, nah, he's great. We love Karn the Betrayer here.
Yeah.
Typhus is Sugoi. Typhus like full of bees or whatever of the night. Or you're like, oh, look at those cute Night Lord gang. Flaying.
I don't know. I
just
see Gundams and I think, hey, cool robot.
I do think cool robot. And then that's cool.
This is how it always starts out as, wow, that's a cool robot, and then turns into, here's the existential like crisis of what happens to colonizers.
Like, oh,
I think the problem is my favorite Gundam is G Gundam, which has different messaging.
Well, Someone said G Gundam has no politics.
Oh, G Gundam has so much politics.
It has so much
people
politics.
are stupid as hell.
There's so much that like G Gundam becomes like over time more brilliant as time goes on. I feel like I fully understand that G Gundam is. What if Gundam never became a quote-unquote real robot show and stayed a super robot show, but had all the themes of Gundam? Because all the themes are still there. every theme is there.
Yeah.
It's also piloting a G Gundam robot is sucks super hard. Like, it's real bad. You got to be like a super good karate man, or else that thing is.
You
bad.
have to be like actually athletic.
Yep.
To pilot one of those.
You need to have actual magic karate, or it's not gonna go good at all. It's gonna go bad. You remember that kid who's like, I'm gonna steal the Gundam, and then the rubber suit was just crushing him, and he's like, ah!
Down and cried.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember that. I was like, yeah, no. It's cool.
Oh. Later days for me.
Later days, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.